Happy Mother's Day. So the following video I made last night with my brother, I'm going to clip it, probably make it as short as possible. We just left it running and all we did is talk for I don't know how long. Point of the video is about forgiveness. Forgiveness puts you on one side of the tree or the other. So in your Bible talks about this. I'm not going to make this about the Bible, but the Bible has some very accurate spiritual messages. The Bible talks about living by the law, and if you're holding somebody accountable to the law, it just makes you grow old, right? When you're sitting in judgment of other people, everyone's going through what they got to go through, and when you're always in a state of forgiveness of yourself and the people around you, then you'll always be at peace, right? So, and you'll always stay in balance that way because you're always moving your energy and breathing in a natural way. When you see a difference in potential between us and you're making a judgment of the mind, you're always kind of you're out of balance in some way, right? So, love you guys.
Yes.
Hope you enjoyed the following video. We had a couple of beers last night and just spent some time with friends. And, there isn't anything that's bad as long as it's in moderation. Anything too much of anything is definitely bad, and I'll be the first one to admit that I can't even drink the 3 beers that I drank last night more than once a month, right? I mean, it's just too much. I'm not a drinker anymore. I used to be quite a bit, but it's just too much. So, okay. And there's some stuff that I actually decided to clip out because, it's just, yeah. So, love you guys. Hope you enjoy it. I started recording. Welcome to our YouTube channel. It's a different camera, but there's more color. Hi, Ken.
Hey, Brian. How you doing?
This is my brother.
Thanks for having me on.
So, yeah. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
It's Mother's Day. It's the day before Mother's Day, so tomorrow's Mother's Day.
The 12th. It's Mother's Day.
What's your favorite? So I was telling Andy a story about her mom today. It was what were we talking about, Mom? How many blankets she made? How many blankets do you think Mom made?
Oh.
Yesterday, well, tomorrow's Mother's Day, and yesterday was the 7th anniversary when Mom died. So we got to talk about Mom.
How many blankets has Mom made?
Yeah, I don't know how many blankets Mom made.
I couldn't even venture to guess. Like, I couldn't even start to... Hey, Dad. What would you say Mom's blanket rate was? Her rate of blanket output.
Oh, I can tell you that one.
Probably about 1,000 a month.
1,000 a month. Yeah.
No, it wasn't 1,000 a month.
About 500.
She would make. Sometimes she would kick out 3 blankets in a week, but that never happened more than 1 week a month.
Yeah, that wasn't,
So
that wasn't a consistent
Mom would
output.
Mom didn't have any kind of consistent output. She would get motivated and then think that she needed to make
You know,
blankets.
Doris, one time I went over there, Doris was there. I said, "What's your ancestry?" She said, "Swedish." I said, "You don't look like it to me. You'd have to tell me."
Grandma, she looks like a Swede. Go get her picture.
I never thought she. I thought she looked.
Go grab
right there.
Grandma's picture. It's right there.
It's right there.
Yeah, I look at it all the
No,
time.
please grab Grandma's picture for me.
The picture right there.
What do you want me to grab it for?
You said you didn't look like a Swede.
She does there, but my sister, she didn't. She said she was a Laplander. She was going to see.
What's the difference between a Laplander or a Swede?
And one's a Finlander. Lapland is part of Finland.
Does that look like Grandma's a Swede? What do you guys think? Look at the lighting. She looks Swedish to me.
I never saw her like that.
No.
Well, that's an early picture of Grandma.
I used to go there and she didn't look at it the way to me. She looked at you kind of. Well, Karen always said that she was part. Well, Doris always said she was. Her dad was a Laplander. I saw a picture of her dad one time. And I point I saw it once. He looked like a little.
I was going to go out and
looked
work
like
on the
a
weed
little
eater,
Mexican.
but it's not working. And I mean, my brother brought beer over, so why wouldn't I just sit and have a beer? I think Grandma looked like it. Grandma made quilts too. She made a blankie for me, an Afghan blankie. A nice, I think it's got your sweet.
No, I never said it did, but I just made a statement. It doesn't matter.
It's just a trait. An epicanthic ifold.
Epicanthic ifold.
Something like that.
I don't think Grandma ever did have one, did she?
Yeah, a little bit. I knew what to look for, because I took it to college. Took that to college.
You know, they
Karen
top.
Karen used to talk about it too. He says I have a little bit of an epicanthic ifold.
You do too?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Scottish people don't have that.
Not me.
I don't know. I don't think I have an epicanthic ifold.
No, it's not that, it's not that strong.
I don't even know what to look for. I wouldn't know what to even.
Yeah, sometimes it would, I could see it.
Fins?
Happy Mother's Day.
Swedes don't like fins.
I like
WD
fins.
doesn't like fins. He said the miserable fins.
The camera's over here. I'm not used to it.
WD always say, oh, the miserable.
I was trying to talk about Mother's Day.
Mm.
Mom was making blankies.
Yeah, I wasn't even grounded in the whole what we were talking about. Yeah. Do you know
If people have made it this far, you know, it's not likely they're gonna. Yeah.
Do you know? Right. Do you know what's a weird a memory I have of Mom that is just that I feel extremely guilty over? Dad.
Why would you feel guilty?
Well, I'll tell you why. I wonder if Dad remembers this. So when Mom and Dad came down, I was stationed down in Florida. They came down to bring me Dick and Janelle's car, that I-30, that Infiniti I-30.
Uh-huh.
When they brought Dad, when you, Mom, and Andy came down and you drove the Infiniti I-30 all the way across the United States, all the way down to Florida.
I remember doing that.
Yeah, and so you brought the car down to me, and we met up in Orlando.
Oh, yeah, I remember now. Didn't we fly?
No, you drove the car down.
We must have.
Yeah,
I
you
remember
drove.
going down there.
Yeah, you drove the car clear across country. And we were at some it was like a theme. It's like an arcade place, like a
In Florida.
in Orlando, Florida. Yeah, it was
Okay.
like a theme place. Like so, So Mom was in the car.
This is when you were stationed down there.
Yeah, yeah. So, Mom wanted to stay in the car. She was like, "Hey, go in there, have a good time." It's fine. But you know, it was weird because Mom said, "You know, I really need to go to the bathroom." Well, let's go somewhere so you can go to the bathroom. She's like, "No, go inside, have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, play video games. What you know, because it was." I can't remember what the name of this place was, or it basically. The thing I remember about it was it had this had all these kind of gimmick games. Like it was this one thing where it was a thing where you could see how long you could hold on, like in the simulation electrocution,
Okay.
or an electrocution simulation, where you grab these handles and you got to try to hold on, and it vibrates really hard, and it's like a simulation of being electrocuted,
Right.
and it tries to measure how well you can hold on if you were being
I
electrocuted.
thought that was out of the last James Bond movie that.
Yeah. Oh no.
He's
Yeah, the one with.
Never Say Never Again.
Yeah,
Where he's fighting the thing and all of a sudden he gets shocked.
Yeah.
Ah!
it's a simulation. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was something like that.
Oh. So you found a machine that'll shock you?
Yeah,
Oh.
but it's a simulation. It's not real electricity. It just vibrates really hard,
Okay.
and it's weird when you try to hold on to it. It vibrates so hard.
So what do you feel guilty about?
So I haven't finished the story yet. So we're in there. So Mom wants us to go in, play the games, have a good time. But she's like, just spend a couple hours there, whatever. And the whole time I'm feeling kind of weird because on one hand I'm thinking, okay, Mom said she needs to go somewhere to go to the bathroom,
Uh-huh.
and she's an adult. She can get out and go to the bathroom somewhere.
Right.
We're in Orlando.
Right.
I mean, she could even come into the same place where we are.
Right.
But it was just kind of like this weird thing where she said, "Yeah, go in, and when you come back, then we'll go somewhere where I can go to the bathroom." So when we came out, we saw her walking back to the car, and she laid a big guilt trip on us for being in there for too long because she needed to go to the bathroom.
Rightly, she should have. You guys should have,
It was, I just remember it was this weird, like, it was this weird thing where, like, I was trying to figure out, like, Mom, I don't know.
When you have to go to the bathroom?
I don't understand.
Why didn't she come in and go to the bathroom?
I don't understand what she's trying to tell me when she says, I need to go to the bathroom, but you guys have fun, do what you're going to do.
Why couldn't she get up and go to the bathroom?
Yes. Because that's exactly what she did.
I don't get the story. I don't know why would you feel guilty about Mom not being willing to get up and go to the bathroom?
It was a guilt trip that Mom laid on us.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with you.
It was me and Andy and Dad. We were in this place having fun. We were playing games and stuff.
I don't get it. Mom, yeah.
I can't forget that. Like, that story just sticks in my head, and I can't rationalize it. I can't resolve it.
I can resolve it.
I haven't figured it out.
Because mom, anytime you feel guilty about anything, you're going to try and place guilt on other people because you're not able to deal with it yourself. That's the state of reality that we live in. People that can't get over something of themselves will constantly try and place guilt on the people around them because you can't. That's why isolation works so well when you're healing yourself, because you are the only person responsible for the way you feel. And you understand that once you're isolated for long enough. When you're dealing with other people, if you have unhealed issues, you'll constantly try and place those on other people. So people that are unhealed will constantly try and, that's how you fall in judgment, and that's how you fall into the double-mindedness. Like, it's this person's attacking me, or this person's trying to do this to me or that to me, right? And you're not able to overcome your own state of mind. You see it constantly, especially in team settings. That's why businesses break down, right? I mean, this is part of my YouTube channel. That's what I talk about. Every memory you have will be either of a healed issue that somebody did something out of kindness and support, or they've done something where they try to place their burdens on you and blame you for something that they're going through. Right? It's one or the other.
I don't think I've ever had anybody do that to me. So, I don't know.
So, yeah.
I remember my grandma.
But it's Mother's Day, I value my mom so much. I have so many memories of Mom. The one thing that made me, if you're going to go into angry about Mom, and this is the only thing that really upset me about Mom that I couldn't let go of for a long time, is in second grade. And you and I, it was before Andy was born, obviously, we were in second grade. So I remember you and I were both sitting in front of her, and I had come home from school, and everybody at school told me that Santa Claus wasn't real. And I was like, bullshit. There's Santa Claus. My mom told me that Santa Claus is real. I came home and I said, Mom, look, everybody at school told me that Santa Claus was not real. And then she got this real somber look on her face. She's like, you guys need to sit down. So she sat you and I down, and she told me, Santa Claus isn't real. I have to admit that, I wanted to make Christmas good for you guys and make you feel like Santa Claus was coming to give you presents. And the look that must have been on my face when she told me that, I was just like, you lied to me. You lied. You mother.
I think I suppressed that.
And so, and for a long time, I was like, why did she feel like she needed to lie to me about Santa Claus and make me look like a fool in front of all those kids? Because it was more about it was more about me looking like a fool in front of the kids at school than it was her actually lying to me. Because then I felt like I'd been lied to, and now I've been made a fool in front of these people.
I'll tell you what made me feel guilty when I was at home. I think I was in grade school. My mama had these bridge parties, all these ladies in there. And then you go into the kitchen and have hors d'oeuvres and stuff like that. And I go around and smell the seats.
You go around and smell the seats.
Smell the
Well,
seats?
ladies been sitting.
Yuck.
I was telling Bob Crow that one time, he laughed his ass off.
You smell
Like,
this.
go swiffing out of the seats. Boy, that was a good one. Ooh, that one wasn't too good at all. I'd go around and do that. I look back on that and he's sick.
Yeah.
That's a
I
little
don't tell
different.
everybody that one because it makes you look some kind of a. I've always looked back.
We're recording
I
a
think
video.
I was in grade school.
How old were you then?
Oh, I was probably sixth grade, something like that.
Oh, okay, that's okay. That's all right.
I did run.
Oh, God.
I've
Took
done.
all the seats out, and the women that wouldn't know it, they'll be in the kitchen eating stuff, you know.
Everyone's done some pretty weird stuff.
I used to do that.
Not every. I don't know.
I told Bob Crow that one time. He laughed his butt off. But different seats would smell different.
Well, of course.
Some would be rotten, some weren't too bad, and some, you know, I just check them all.
Can we change the subject? I don't want to talk about smells.
Well, that's how. I mean, theoretically, that's how. I mean,
There's no question that everyone smells differently.
yeah.
I don't think that's
That's how
something
dogs
that
do it all the time.
Yeah,
They
that's
smell
how
each
dogs
other's
find
ass.
dogs
people.
measure each other's
Yeah.
health. They smell each other's asses.
Yeah.
People generally don't, right? You don't generally go to the public and wonder about someone's health and
They
smell
never
their
knew
ass.
I did it. They never knew I did it. They're out of sight. They're in the kitchen eating and stuff like that, talking. And
Well-
you're the only ones that know it. 'Cause Mom never knew it. I never told anybody. I get a whipping if I did. I knew that. I wasn't stupid.
Hmm.
That's
Well,
something I
Were
always
you
kept
curious
to
about everyone's health?
No, just for the hell of it. Just do it.
It was
I
instinct.
thought
It was
funny.
pure
I thought it was
instinct.
funny. I said, take a
Yeah.
whiff here, take a whiff there. You know? So
It was pure.
it was
instinct.
funny to me. I thought it was just.
No.
I don't think you
Wasn't
thought it was
funny.
funny.
It was pure instinct. It
That was something that-
instinctual.
Instinct. Oh, yeah, might have
Yeah, it was animal instinct.
been.
Like,
I don't know why I did it. Can't tell. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. You just want to see what everyone smelled like.
Yeah.
because and there was no thought behind it. It was just what you needed to do.
Yeah. People that
Yeah.
the beast nature.
I can't analyze it. I don't know why I did it.
Actually, that's actually very interesting.
I was in grade school. I can't remember what. You know, fifth, sixth grade. Something.
Hmm.
Plus, they saw me do that. I'd been in big trouble. They probably sent me to a psychologist somewhere.
Yeah, you guys sent me to a psychologist.
I did.
Well, you and Mom. You made me go to a psychologist.
Oh, really?
Thought I was crazy.
You were kind of.
Yeah, I think there's a possibility I may have been born a psychopath.
Well, I wouldn't wonder on that one. There's nothing wrong with you any more than
Not
anybody else.
anymore.
I mean, you can objectively look at just about every human being and say that they're a sociopath at some point or another. So, what was remind me the story of the falling down? I want to hear the glacier in Iceland story again, because I keep asking you this story, and it seems like I always get it wrong. Did you guys go 2 kilometers or 6 kilometers before you turned around? I thought you went.
Are you talking about when we crossed Vatnajökull?
Well, you were only there once, right? That was the only
Yeah.
thing you did there.
I was there in a
that,
year.
That was the only reason you went there, though, right?
Well, no. I went there because when I was in the Air Force, Iceland was it was so basically when you do a tour in the military, you get stationed for like your CONUS assignments. So your CONUS is Continental United States. So
Iceland's not a CONUS.
Right, it's not. So, my first assignment was in Georgia, in Valdosta, Georgia, and that was a long tour. So you're there for usually 3 or 4 years or whatever. You have to, in your career, you're supposed to do 1 overseas short tour and 1 overseas long tour. And I don't know, hey Dad, was that the same with you too? Or
No, they just wanted targets.
Okay, so they didn't care about
What happened to
that.
me was, I got caught in the tennis fence. You know,
yeah, so that was different.
you're just I was just.
I'm
This-
asking
this-
you.
this
I'm
was
asking you
maritime.
about-
It was a boat stop.
This
I'm
was just
asking-
peacetime.
I'm asking you about what I mean.
Well, so basically what it was Iceland was I was satisfying a specific requirement for an overseas short tour that I had to do. I didn't have to do it right then, but I could, and I decided, yeah.
I
that's
thought you
not-
were asked by National Geographic to do that.
No, that was something different.
Oh,
So, I went to Iceland specifically for a 1 year overseas tour. While I was there for that 1 year, I did a volunteer deployment to Turkey. I augmented another unit to go to Turkey. And then when I came back, there was an opportunity to do this. National Geographic was sponsoring this expedition to cross Vatnajökull during the winter. A winter
I
crossing.
thought it was March.
It was March, but it was a winter crossing.
Oh.
It was a late winter crossing, and they consider those more dangerous. Right? so,
Because it's starting to melt, or what?
yeah,
Springtime is more dangerous anywhere on the mountain
yeah,
because you've got the weather starts changing really quickly,
Yeah.
sporadically.
it's supposedly that time of year is just a little bit more sketchy, I guess.
Oh yeah, March is sketchy on every mountain. Doesn't matter where you go. Could be anywhere on here. March is like the worst month.
Yeah, but it was March. But yeah, so they wanted three pararescuemen from our unit in Keflavik to cross Vatnajökull. Keflavik.
What part of the island is that on?
Keflavik is that's where the Naval Air Station is. It's like if you
On the
look,
north side?
if you look at Iceland, it's like the. I might actually have this wrong, but I think it's. I want to say it's like the southeastern peninsula.
Oh, okay.
It's only 45 minutes from Reykjavik, though, which is the big population center.
How big is Reykjavik?
I don't think there's not much that's more than an hour and a half from Reykjavik on the whole island, right?
No, it's bigger. So, I mean,
Couldn't you drive pretty much almost anywhere on the island within a couple hours of Reykjavik? It's not that big.
Not quite. I mean,
It's smaller than the
Close,
UK.
though. Close though.
Way smaller than the UK.
Yeah, pretty close. I mean, Reykjavik and Keflavik are pretty close together, but it's like, but they're kind of like, it's like all the population center where Reykjavik is, it's all populated down here, and then and the rest of the island is all pretty
Unpopulated.
sparse, mostly unpopulated, out there.
Right.
So you could get pretty far away. Like you could go really
Well,
far.
I can tell you exactly. I get that on YouTube and I can measure it.
Anyway, that's not the point.
Right. So the point is the expedition. That was they wanted to get. I just happened to be one of the PJs at that unit, and they wanted 3 of us, and there was 10 or 11 of us there. And a bunch of guys didn't really want to go. Some guys couldn't go. Some guys wanted to go but couldn't go.
Why couldn't they go?
Because of
Military restraints for
well,
timing and shit, or what?
the guy that was the team leader of our unit there wanted to go, but the squadron wouldn't let him go because he was the leadership there.
Right.
So he couldn't go. They were like, no, you have to stay here. So he actually wanted another guy to go instead of me, but the guy that he wanted to go didn't want to go. He just didn't want to go. He was married. He just was like, I'm not interested. I want to go. So I was like, I actually went to him and I was like, hey, Lane doesn't want to go. I want to go. Send me. So I actually went into his office and told him. It's like, he doesn't want to go. I want to go. Let me go. So I was one of the three that got to go. So yeah, it was pretty cool. We started at Grimsvötn.
282 miles to widest point.
From Reykjavik.
No, I just took the island, what is the widest point?
So yeah, 6 hours max.
282 miles.
Okay. Yeah. And Reykjavik's pretty close to Keflavik
So
on
it
that.
could be more than that.
On that. goes
Anyway.
back
That's a
up.
straight line, so actually it's gonna be.
So where's the glacier in relation to the island? The north part or center?
Center, yeah, pretty much in the center. The glacier's right in the center, and there's a volcano underneath it. So when you cross the glacier, you go over the volcano. And after I left Iceland, that volcano erupted, and it was like it just poured like flood water out from under the glacier. It was massive. Like it really created a pretty big mess. I think that was only like 2 or 3 years after I left that happened. But like when you go over, when you cross that midpoint, when you go over the volcano on the glacier, there's ice caves all over the place because the volcano is active all the time, and the steam creates ice tunnels all over the place. It's actually really kind of sketchy because
You could fall in an ice tunnel.
well, it's changing all the time because it's ice, and the steam is venting all over the place.
So how long? I mean, did you travel
And you
until you
can't-
got stuck?
You can't
in a
really go
storm?
spelunking either because
I thought you guys said you got stuck in a storm.
well, we did. In Grim, we couldn't. It got really bad when the place where we started at which was Grimsvotn. We actually had to hunker down there for like almost 2 weeks. Well, it wasn't quite 2 weeks. I think it was like a week. It was a little over a week probably. But we couldn't go anywhere because the weather was so bad. And then we got going. When we got to the middle, the volcano, they actually have like they have like a cabin out there on top of where the volcano is on the glacier, and they actually have a natural sauna built up there that's from geothermal energy. And when we got up there,
Well, you're not close to that when you're going across it, right?
yeah, no, we went right to it.
Oh.
And when we got there, I brought swim trunks because we knew we were going to go there. So I put my swim trunks on.
So how hot is the water then?
It's not.
It wouldn't be hot. It's just not hot enough to melt it, right?
No, not a sauna. It was a steam room. They have a steam room set up. It wasn't a sauna. Sorry, I said sauna.
Okay.
What language they speak?
It's a steam room.
Icelandic.
Icelandic. Icelandic is its own language.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Doesn't Denmark own that country?
No,
No.
Iceland is its own
Iceland is
country.
Oh, really?
Denmark speaks, Danish.
Danish. Anyway.
But so there's actually, when you get to in the middle of this, the Vatnajökull on the top of this volcano that's in the middle of that glacier, they actually built a steam room that's supposed to be heated by the steam from the volcano. But when we went in there was nothing. The activity was really low. So I had
I'm sure it varies.
it varies. I had my swim trunks on, and I was really bummed out because I was like, damn it, this sucks. Because it was freaking cold out. I mean, it was like the wind was blowing like 50, 60 knots, and it was like below freezing. And I had basically just ran out in this blizzard just to get to this building in my shorts. And it wasn't even hot. I was like, this is bullshit. So I was like, I stayed in there for like 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, well, I guess I'm done here. This isn't even hot. So I left. And we tried to do a little bit of spelunking, but it was too dangerous because you can't. The steam tunnels that develop underneath that volcano, you go too deep in there, you can't even breathe because of the
Fumes.
yeah.
Too much sulfur.
And it's too unstable. It's just way too unstable.
Yeah.
It's not a good place to go.
Well,
spelunking.
too much sulfur dioxide or sulfur monoxide, and you're.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Actually,
even carbon monoxide. You'll get carbon monoxide in a volcanic.
I got a few pictures. The pictures aren't even very good because there's so much steam. You can't see hardly anything.
So anyway, you guys went there, but then you kept going.
Yeah, we finished crossing the glacier.
I thought you didn't cross the glacier. I thought
Yeah,
you guys didn't cross.
No, we finished the whole thing. We crossed it. Yeah. And I lost a shitload of weight too.
I thought that it was a big deal because you guys had to stop.
Well, we stopped 2 or 3 times.
I didn't know you finished though. I thought you didn't finish.
No, we finished. We crossed it.
So that was the first time it had been crossed in March? I thought that was the first time try expedition.
It was technically the first ever winter crossing in that late in the season.
Oh.
Of Vadnais.
So is your name somewhere on this thing? On this expedition? Could I look it
I
up?
don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh.
I've never tried.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, I've never tried, but maybe. But yeah, it was pretty cool though. That was the best trip. That was the best trip I ever did in the military when I was in the military.
I thought you said you liked those trips off of the coast of Africa when you had to wait for the space shuttle.
Oh,
launches.
the Tal missions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you go to Morocco for those?
Those are pretty fun. I did several of those when I was in Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, you went to Morocco, right? Didn't you
Mhm.
spend a? Because that's where you.
I
Bought me
did.
that
I
thing.
did 2 or 3 in Morocco.
I got rid of that red pipe that you bought me.
Oh, that's
I don't know where it's at. I think I threw it away because I never. It leaked. It didn't work.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
tried
cheap.
using
It's
it a
quite
couple-
cheap.
You don't remember how much you paid for it?
Well, I mean, I got it at like. I got it
Bought me a
from.
big hookah.
It wasn't
Like
on the
this big.
local market. It was actually just on base, like from. You know how like they have. So the military has their. They have their markets inside the military, inside the gates.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you might be able to find something better, but this was like, it's basically like getting a name brand thing, but it's not. That doesn't necessarily translate to, better made or better quality. So it was what was available, easy for me to get.
And you bought a chopper when you were in Iceland, and then you had it delivered to
Mhm.
Florida, right? You didn't have, or did you have it delivered to Iceland and then have it shipped to Florida?
Yeah, the
You went-
first motorcycle I got, I had it shipped to Florida. I never had it in Iceland. I bought it in Iceland, and it
But
was
it would've
shipped to
been-
Florida.
Well, it would have been more expensive if you already know you're going to Florida to ship it to Iceland. I think I remember having this conversation with you when you were in Iceland.
Yeah.
Because if you were going to have it shipped to Iceland, then you'd have to have it shipped to Florida if you knew you were going to Florida. So you just had it waiting in Florida when you got there, right? Was it already there?
No, it was actually after I got to Florida.
Oh.
It didn't get there until after I got to Florida.
How much did you pay? You paid like $12K for that chopper, right? Wasn't it like a
Yeah.
20 grand chopper?
Oh no, it wasn't that much. It was
Oh.
just a Softail standard. So that was the first motorcycle I got. Was the Harley Davidson Softail standard, and I spent a shitload of money on that bike. And
You were driving the Infinity down there too, right? Didn't you have the Infinity down there? How long did you have the Infinity before you brought it back?
gave it back to mom and dad when I went to Arizona, because from Florida,
And then you started driving the Bug after the Infinity.
yeah, that was your car.
Yeah.
I drove your car.
Yeah, and then you just paid the Bug payment. Yeah.
Mom and dad needed the Infinity, or they wanted the Infinity.
But then they didn't want the Infinity after they got their other car, and then I ended up giving the Infinity to Sam.
I can't remember what the Infinity.
I think I drove the Infinity for a little while.
The Infinity i30.
That was what Dick and Janelle bought. Remember, Dick and Janelle bought the Infinity, and then you guys bought it, or Ken bought it from Dick and Janelle,
Uh huh.
and because they bought a Mercedes because they decided they wanted a Mercedes more, and then I remember right after they bought the Mercedes, they wished they had the Infinity back because they liked the Infinity better. I actually really liked that car.
I really like the.
That was one of my
Infinity.
favorite
I
cars.
can't remember what it looked
It was
like.
so comfortable to drive. The
was
sound
a-
system
it
was
was-
super awesome. It would cruise going 90, 100 miles an hour, feel like you're just
Yeah,
glued to the road.
I love that car.
What was Infinity?
They
What
have a
did it look
really
like?
good track
Was it
record.
four-door or what?
That car had close to 300,000 miles on it. Didn't have a
Yeah.
thing wrong with
Hey
it.
kid, was that
Yeah.
a four-door or what?
I think the only yeah, it was 4-door. The only thing I think I ever did was replace an O2 sensor on it. I think
That
Oh,
car, yeah, was bulletproof.
I think that was it.
And it ran good. It had pretty good pep, too.
Mhm.
Infinities make good cars. I don't know what Infinity's like now, but that was a 90, what was it?
It was a
98 Infinity i30.
99. No,
It was a 99.
Yeah, it was a 99.
Yeah, you're right. It's 99 i30. decked out I-30 though.
Mhm.
It had all the bells and whistles, Bose sound system. That was the best sounding car I think I've ever driven,
Yeah.
just because it was quiet. I've heard other cars that had just as good as sound systems, but they weren't quiet enough to really appreciate the stereo. Because you've got to have a car that's quiet enough, or else it doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, that was a good car.
I mean, why would somebody be watching this video for this long? Now we're talking about I-30s, right? You kind of forget you're in front of a camera making a video that's going to get uploaded to YouTube.
All
It's
right.
like,
So now you gotta think, what can we bring into this whole thing that's really edgy?
edgy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Any video that you've ever sent me in the last 6 months, it's pretty edgy.
Are we done with the Iceland story?
Yeah. So tell me about the helicopter story. This is I tell 3 stories. We're going to cover all 3 of these stories. I can actually cut this video and clip this video and make it shorter. Maybe I won't. I don't care, right? I could just upload the whole thing, and it just
Hey,
doesn't matter.
If somebody gets to here, they're gonna work for it.
Yeah, they're working for it. If they've gotten this far, it's like we're not giving up now. I mean, this video could be 3 hours long. Who knows? So,
I remember it was a white one. I drove it out to work, back and forth to work.
a white what?
Infinity.
We never
No,
had a
it
white
was gold.
Infinity.
I
The
did when I
Infin-
worked out in Hanford. I used to drive
Well,
around.
the okay.
I had
That was
a full
somebody
car.
else's,
I
then.
remember doing it. No. I had
Well,
a
the
full
Infinity
white-
that we got from Dick and Janelle was gold.
It was a gold and
That was a
tan
gold.
Infinity.
When I had
tan
it
Infinity.
white. I remember driving it. I used to drive out
Oh,
to
you might
100
have
in
one.
that thing. I used to carpool with it and everything else. It looked like I just.
You had a white. That was a white. That wasn't an Infinity. That was a white Toyota.
That could have been. Yeah, I don't know.
You had a white Toyota that you used to carpool with. That was a long time ago.
I-
That was in the early 90s. That was after you had the Yugo. The white car you're thinking of is the one you had after you had the Yugo. We had a Yugo.
That thing was a good car. One went haywire. Everything.
The Yugo?
Yeah.
The Yugo was not a good car.
It was for a while. I didn't have a bit.
Well, sure, you could argue that any car is a good car until it breaks.
That car was okay until I drove it. I know. When it
I
went
know, I
haywire,
did too.
You know, they wouldn't fix it. I tried to get
That
them to
was
fix
the
that thing.
worst
I think
handling car I've ever driven. That car handled worse than my Ford Fiesta. I had a 1980 Ford
Did
Fiesta.
you ever drive it?
Yes, I drove your Yugo constantly. You got mad at me because Aunt Mary left her cigarettes in your car, in the Yugo, and then you thought I was smoking in your car, and you got all mad at me. He's like,
I remember
'Cause
that actually.
yeah, because I was traveling back and forth to the Coliseum in the Yugo, and Dad found Aunt Mary's cigarettes because she was sitting next to me.
When that thing started
I was
going
like, I don't
haywire,
smoke.
You know that car thing, and when you go out West Richland, there's a guy. He did it once, and he got kind of started worked for a while, acted up again. He said, "I don't even want to see that thing again." You come out-
The Yugo?
I
Yeah.
I
They
don't
were
want it
pieces
in
of
here
shit.
at all. I couldn't do anything. I was so close to the firewall, I couldn't fix anything. I couldn't get my hands in there.
Yeah.
I just got rid of it.
You can count on one hand the number of movies that Yugos have been in. I actually know the only movie that I know of that you can see a Yugo driving on the script or on the sound stage or whatever it is, is The Crow. If you watch the movie The
No
Crow,
shit.
there's a scene where they're driving a Yugo and just thrashing that thing and going right down.
I didn't realize we need to watch The Crow.
Yeah, there's a
But it
Yugo
was
on The
very
Crow.
good. I liked it. When it went haywire, everything went haywire.
Well, it
was-
died.
it was
They tried to fix it a couple times, I remember, and you guys got rid of it.
Well, yeah,
'Cause there's nothing you could do with
They
it.
didn't want to see it anymore.
Everything broke in that car.
Yeah. It happened all at once.
All the door
Everything
handles
went
broke
haywire.
off.
I don't remember. that.
They were the biggest pieces of crap. Everything was junk on that
Well, I
car.
couldn't fix the engine because I couldn't. It was so tight. There was nothing. I couldn't do anything, and they couldn't either. They said, "I don't want to see it anymore. Don't even bring it in here anymore." I mean, it just went haywire. It went haywire. Everything went haywire.
Wasn't it like a 3-banger?
I don't know what it was.
That Yugo was a 3-banger, yeah. The Fiesta was a 4-banger.
Yeah.
The Yugo was a 3-cylinder engine. I'm pretty sure. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Because that was the only 3-cylinder engine that we ever owned, and I think it was in that
I
Yugo.
don't think I remember that Infinity. Was it a 4-door?
No, it was 2-door.
Yeah, Infinity was a 4-door. I-30. That was a 4-door
he's
sedan.
talking about the Yugo.
I don't
No,
know.
the Yugo's a
I'm
two-door.
not
Yeah,
talking
Yugo's
about the
two-door.
Yugo. I know all about that thing. I'm talking about the Infinity. I
It's a
don't
4-door.
That's a 4-door.
Yeah, 4-door car.
I remember the 2-door, that little Toyota. That was a great car. That was the best little car I ever had. That
The-
little 2-door Toyota.
Is it a
I
Corolla?
drove it back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah,
up
that's
and
the white
down.
car he's talking about.
The
Yeah.
Corolla.
Yeah.
Never had a bit of trouble with it. It ran and ran and
Oh.
ran and ran. I used to carpool in it and everything else.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the Infinity. I'm sure I did, I just don't remember.
Well, you drove it clear cross country.
If I saw
Mom was just yelling at you the whole time, probably.
I don't know. I have to get, I don't know, I Googled it, I still didn't remember it, my 4-door Infinity.
Anyway, the helicopter story in Afghanistan. You smashed the helicopter. Actually, the friendly firebomb in Kabul, right? Wasn't it Kabul?
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing that in the news, and then I talked to you later, and that you were called out on that friendly firebomb.
Yeah.
And you told me that the guy that was closest to the bomb where it exploded got hurt the least because the explosion went up and out. He lost his hearing
he
or
got
something
he
like
got
that?
really lucky. It was actually so he was one of the combat controllers, and he was actually pretty fortunate because being according to him, this is what he said. He was so, and the reason this whole thing happened.
So what's the timing of this? This is late '90s, right? This is before 2000.
No, this is after 2001. This is after
Was it?
This is after 9/11.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah, because we went in there right after 9/11. So
Yeah.
this is like 2002, right? Or 2003?
This was late 2001. I think it was actually in December.
So this is right after 9/11 then, like a couple
Yeah.
months.
Yeah, just
Okay.
a couple of months after 9/11. So the way this happened was it was kind of the whole thing was categorized as an equipment malfunction because we had these GPSs that would you had to specifically train a person, whether it be a combat controller or a TAC-P or whoever is going to be using the equipment a certain way so that they know, because so basically the equipment itself sends GPS coordinates to the aircraft providing air support
Okay.
or close air support, which means they're going to be the ones dropping the bombs or whatever. There's something that you have to do. See, and I wasn't involved in this, so I don't really know. But there's something that you have to do is to make so that doesn't happen.
I thought there was one guy that screwed up.
Yeah, it was the TAC-P guy. Whatever he did, he sent the wrong GPS coordinate to the
What were they
F-18.
trying to hit? So they were obviously intending to drop a bomb on somebody.
Bad guys.
The bad guys.
Whatever, yeah, whoever they were. But he sent up their position, their own position that was communicated as the target.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a friendly fire. Yeah, so that's what happened. It was just an equipment whoopsie. And the guy and the combat controller who I knew, who was in our unit, he was there. He wasn't obviously looking over the shoulder of the other guy that was, handling the equipment. But he was saved basically because he was opening an MRE. So he had an MRE. He was like crouching down, opening this MRE, and the blast wave went over his head. I mean, it got him pretty good. He had like a through and through in his shoulder, with I think something like some piece of shrapnel went through his shoulder or something like that. But all things considered, I think he came out of it. He was pretty lucky. But he was damn near just like
Well, I think
ground zero of where the bomb hit because it
So he was
literally
deaf?
hit right next to him. Oh yeah, he couldn't hear anything.
How many people died on that bomb? There was quite a few, right? Less
Yeah,
than 20?
there was quite a few. So basically that one was really messy, because that one was like, we had
There was more than one PGA group that came in, though, right? You came in.
well,
on
we
a
brought in
helicopter.
two helicopters. We had two search and rescue teams on two helicopters, and each helicopter had.
So there was only 2 helicopters that responded to the accident, or
Yeah,
was
but
it more than that?
But they were they were Pavlos, so they were cargo helicopters. So like the helicopter that I was on, we took on like over 30 patients.
Oh, so there was a huge helicopter.
Yeah, it was a big helicopter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 big ass helicopters fly in. That was run by the Air Force.
So we had one helicopter taking all the critical patients, so they had more room to work. And we took all the helicopter that I was on. We took all the more minimally injured people. We just packed them in.
So the criticals went on one helicopter, and then everybody else went on the other.
Yeah.
But so you didn't see anybody die on your chopper then?
No, nobody died on our chopper. They were really fucked up, but they were okay. It was like minimal stuff. It was just like applying dressings, not doing any like trying to stop major bleeding or anything like that.
And the time you got shot down, that was different. That was somebody just falling, letting their airspeed fall, and just fell out. Of
Yeah,
the
it wasn't
sky.
shot down.
Yeah.
Bad weather, going through the mountains in Kabul.
So it was close to that then.
Yeah, but we weren't shot down. What happened? So we were flying at around 12,000 feet elevation in the mountains.
It's pretty low.
Well, I mean, it's not.
And is that why that? Well,
I mean, you're at the upper operating limit of that kind of a helicopter, because those Pavlos, they're not.
same type of helicopter.
Chinooks are a little bit better at higher altitude.
So this is the same chopper that you were using for the same mission before.
Yeah. So our platform was the MH-53. That's the Pavlo. And that's a cargo helicopter, but they don't operate as well at higher altitudes. The Chinooks do a little bit better.
Their ceiling's closer to 15 or something.
Well, yeah, they're a little bit better at higher altitude. I don't know the specifics too well, but basically the 53s that we were on, we were flying through the mountains, and we had there was a lot of weather that we were trying to go through. So we were actually trying to pick up a patient that was. The story was that he was experiencing high altitude sickness.
So you're on your way to go pick somebody up.
Yeah, we were going to extract somebody
Okay.
that was experiencing mountain sickness.
Okay.
It was just a mountain sickness patient, and we had two helicopters going through the mountains, going through weather. But because of all the weather, the lead helicopter was fine. Our helicopter had our radar went down.
Okay.
The FLIR, you know what FLIR is? FLIR. It's like an infrared. Yeah. It's just a radar system, so you can see the ground when it's cloudy and stuff, when there's weather.
Okay.
so you can see if you're gonna fly into.
So
a
this
mountain
is
side.
this is before you pick the guy up.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is before we picked him up. So we're flying through the mountains. FLIR radar goes down, so we can't see. So the pilot finds a little clearing in the mountains, and he just starts flying a pattern. So he's not going into the clouds, so because you can't see without the radar, you can't see. So he's just doing circles, and he's trying to reach the lead aircraft, because like saying, "Hey, our radar is down, you can't see. You know, we're over here. You gotta come pick us up, or whatever." So basically, all that happened was he was just flying a a circle pattern, just staying out of the clouds in the mountains. And at that altitude, when you're that high, you have to maintain, because a rotary blade is not much different than a wing, essentially.
Yeah.
The reason you have
when
lift,
the air gets too thin, though, you have to
Right.
keep a certain amount of speed. to
yes,
make it,
you have to maintain
yeah.
a forward airspeed
Yeah.
to maintain lift.
Yeah.
Same as a wing.
Yeah.
Well, making that turn to try and stay out of the clouds, forward airspeed dropped enough where we just lost lift.
Uh-huh.
So we crashed. That's how we crashed. Turning, lost forward airspeed. We were at like 12,000 feet, lost lift.
Everyone died except for you. You had to make it through half of Afghanistan with minimal rations. Everyone's shooting at you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. None
No?
of that. None of that. Nobody died. What was funny about it, though, was...
Well, what
I was-
happened? I mean, it crashed, and then
Yeah.
what happened?
So, again, got really lucky, like very lucky. So the thing that was funny, it was like, when we were going, I had no, because when you're in the back, I'm not even on comms. I can't hear what the pilots and the co-pilot and the gunners are saying. I don't know what any of those guys are saying. I'm just like in the back of this helicopter. It's really loud, and I'm just like getting prepared to like, okay, we're gonna go get this guy. So it was getting cold, like because we had loaded the helicopter and got on, and and now we're in the mountains flying, and it's cold. I was thinking, I think I'm gonna put my Gore-Tex on. It's getting really cold. I'm gonna put my Gore-Tex on. So when you're in the back of the helicopter, you have these things called pigtails, and it's like a little pelican hook that hooks onto a D-ring on your belt,
Uh-huh.
and hooks onto a floor D-ring in the floor. So like if there's any turbulence or whatever, you're attached to the floor, right? So I decided I'm gonna put on my Gore-Tex, and in order to put my Gore-Tex pants on, I have to disconnect my
Disconnect.
D-ring
Yeah.
from the floor. Well, it just so happened that I was literally pulling up my Gore-Tex pants, disconnected from the floor, when we hit the side of the mountain.
And you didn't know you were falling? You couldn't tell?
I had
you were
no
falling?
idea what was going on.
No, I mean, you couldn't tell that the helicopter was falling before it hit.
No.
You had no idea?
No idea.
And the pilot never...
I'm not on comms. I
Oh,
can't
you're
hear. I
not on
can't hear
comms?
what they're
Okay.
saying. So I'm not connected to the floor.
Okay.
My Gore-Tex pants are like up just above my knees, and when we hit the side of the mountain, in my memory, I'm like here, like my Gore-Tex pants are like right here, and then in the next instant, I am like 15 feet forward. I like flew forward, hit the side of the bulkhead, up because there's where the pilot compartment is,
Uh-huh.
in the front of the helicopter. Past the gunner. It's like 10, 15 feet or whatever, I don't know. Like, a lot of shit flew all over.
The chopper.
Yeah. And it was like, I went from one place to another really fast.
Uh-huh. You didn't know how you got there.
And I didn't know how I got there. It was like, holy shit, what just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really happened.
But I mean, nobody was hurt?
Well, minor stuff, but nobody died.
Like, no mutilations, arms, legs sticking out.
No, it was minor injuries.
That's not minor.
Well, I mean, a broken arm is minor, I would say, right? I mean, nobody broke anything.
Yeah, but there was some a couple of, I think somebody broke an ankle.
That's it.
One of the gunners broke an ankle.
No femurs sticking out, blood
No.
squirting or nothing. So it
No,
wasn't
the
that
pi-
heinous of a crash.
No, it wasn't. The pilot did a fantastic job of minimizing it.
Minimizing damage.
Yeah, really.
I'm sure he could tell he was falling out of the sky, and there's not much he can do about it once he's doing it, right?
Yeah, I mean
He's losing airspeed.
He had the helicopter leveled out pretty well.
I thought
Where
you said-
basically when we just hit like that.
I thought you said that this guy had already wrecked a chopper before
Nope.
this.
No, he hadn't.
Oh, okay.
Not that I remember.
So
I
this
don't
is a
remember
new
that.
chopper smashing.
Yeah, a new chopper smashing.
And then what'd you guys do with? How did you get picked up? Did you just got radio in, and somebody else come pick you up?
Yeah,
or
no,
what?
it was the lead aircraft that came back and got us.
Oh, what'd you guys do with that chopper? Did you blow it up?
Yeah, they blew it up.
You didn't take anything off it.
Yeah, we just took our there's a certain procedure that you go through to just destroy your comms and crypto and all that stuff.
Crypto. What's that?
Crypto is your so that you have like when you I mean it's you know how you encode things so that you can't be listened to.
Okay.
Crypto is like that.
Just your black boxes.
You have-
any communications?
Well, it's not a black box. It's you have a device. It's called a KY. What is it? A KY15 or something. It's a device that pairs with your radio. That scrambles your radio signal.
Hmm.
So as long as you have the same crypto code, as long as the listener has the same code as you do, they can listen to what you're transmitting. I'm not an expert at that stuff.
So how many people do you know? Everybody that you know that you were in the military with are gone, right? There's nobody there that you even sergeants
People in the military.
Yeah.
As far as I know, yeah, I don't know anybody.
You don't know
that's still in the
anybody
military.
that's still in the military.
Because it's been almost 20 years now. Not quite 20 years, but almost since I got out.
And you'd already been long enough by the time you got out. There's no point, right?
Yeah, I don't think any of the guys that I know that I
You
knew
went in
was
90. What year did you go in? 94?
95.
95?
Yeah,
So you were in for 12.
and
right?
I got out in 2007.
Yeah. So you're in for 12 years.
Yeah.
So you've been out for a while.
Oh, I was in Wawa. I was living in 07.
17 years.
I was living in Wawa.
Yeah.
Mom and I were in Wawa.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you stayed there for a while, didn't you?
Huh?
At Chet Jones's house, you were there for a while.
Hmm.
I think you were, maybe not.
Not a long time.
Andy was there, but did you stay, was Chet Jones?
I was there for a few days.
No, must have been. Well, where did you live? Where did you live at that time?
I don't know.
You must have lived here somewhere. Oh, you lived in that house, I think, in Richmond.
Happy Mother's Day special. This is a Mother's Day special video. I can do a reading for you, man. Are you ready?
Sure. Do I need to touch the deck?
Hmm?
I think you're supposed to touch the deck.
You're supposed to touch the deck. I didn't know this, but if that's what you believe, you believe that, you have to do that.
Yeah. Well, I heard somebody else say that. It's like if it's a reading for you, you're supposed to touch the deck. Not cut it. You know, but you just gotta touch it.
Okay.
Well, I see people do that.
Okay. Power. For this year, full of power, Ken. I sense power emanating from your soul.
Watch out.
Ace of Swords, truth. Yes. Yeah. Truth is good. Wealth.
Hey, that's good.
Power, truth, and wealth. Well, that sounds terrible. Not looking good. Peace. Two of Swords, peace. Truth, power, wealth, and peace. It's getting worse as I'm speaking here.
Let's not rock the boat.
Huh? Why not keep pulling, right? I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen?
No.
Fridge, eh?
I mean,
Oh, big thing.
they're in the fridge, aren't they?
Queen of Wands, fiery, energy. Look at the cheetah.
Well, that's cool.
Queen of Wands is a take action type chick, right? I mean, this is somebody that you're gonna see is gonna take action. She's getting stuff done here.
Oh, they're in the fridge, Dad. Look in the fridge.
We'll do one. We'll do one more. Are you ready? It's got a. Yeah. Oh, I want to come out. Upside down.
Is that what you're supposed
You
to
got
do?
a reversed defeat. So you got the reverse defeat card. So you're not defeated. That's good.
So wait,
That's a win.
how does that work?
Huh?
That's a reverse too, then, no?
Ace of Cups.
Was that one upside down?
Yeah, well, it was kind of thrown here. This one came out upside down. This one could arguably not have been.
Okay.
Ace of Cups. So that's emotional. That's the.
Okay.
Good emotional state.
I'll take it.
You're looking good, yeah. I like it.
Well, you never know.
If you're reading it upside down, it means that you're kind of turning away from emotion.
Hmm.
Does that feel like you?
Turning away from emotion?
Yeah.
You know, not lately. I mean,
And adjustments. I feel like that's a
That's
part
a-
of your
that's
Ace of
always
Cups
good.
card.
yeah, that's always good.
Yeah, you just need a little adjustment. Maybe one more beer, right?
That's
That's-
exactly.
that makes sense.
You know, that does. Actually, that makes
Yeah,
perfect
that's
sense.
exactly what it's telling you. Yeah, for sure.
I think so.
I mean, this one's gone.
Here, I got it. I got it. Oh, damn it.